You're looking at a man back on the hunger strike, day 335 of the worldwide Megacrisis hunger strike to save your wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous soul. Or if you're atheist, your beautiful sense of dignity, subconscious beingness, and objective reality. Personal update. I just had a huge meal. I made my super meal, which if you go to my stream, you'll see that I teach how to cook it. So I made the Peruvian dish in honor of Peru, and I made the Iranian dish in honor of Iran, because we're starting God's government, the true government, or if you're atheistic, the wise government, the genuinely rational government. And when I'm cooking these cuisines, these gourmet vegan cuisines around the world, is to show that even though we're bringing people into a oneness, a global governance model, an intergovernment, that the diversity of the world remains. When God's government runs the world, the national boundaries don't go away. We have a universal passport system. The wakefulness of moving over those national boundaries becomes wise. Right now it's not wise. We have sensuous power giving the beautiful and the wealthy and the sexy and the high IQ and the socially connected celebrities. It gives all these people who have gifts from God or gifts from genetics that they didn't have to work for. You're born with these categories. So why do we reward? Why do we build a whole reward system off of that? So that people actualize those categories? People naturally want to actualize their categories by being their best self. The only thing that stops that if you get traumatized and you can't get out of the trauma. Okay, so those meals were wonderful. I spent a long time eating, you guys. This was longer than I wanted to, because the AI situation is causing, every time you open an app, it sucks you in to a rabbit hole. Like every time you open Facebook, you open Meta, you open Instagram, you open TikTok, you open even your own, like Google, your Google search bar, everything is just like optimized for hyper engagement, which in a way is a sign of paradise coming. But we're doing it in the wrong way because it's leaving people behind and it's causing a fragmentation. And it's even leaving humanity behind because AI is taking over. I can get into the emergency core update, the world news on what's happening, but I want to finish saying that I need your guys' help now because the hunger strike has started. Peru meal done. I got it done authentically with ahu amarillo, which is the special yellow pepper that they have there. I found it. There was a local store, like I told you. And another Iranian store opened up, which was very gracious and gave me some barberries and barberries, as well as gourmet sabzi and like really authentic items. So I actually got to taste what those countries were like. Even though I've been to Peru once, I went to Machu Picchu and it was wonderful. It's one of the most incredible spiritual centers you can go to. And so I went there and I had these types of foods before, but now I've made it myself. And that was a long time ago. I can barely remember. I remember some beautiful nights with my sister who, in our youth, she told me to go and do it. And I'm glad I did it with her because it was great. You think you don't have time to do all that stuff, particularly when you're helping the poor. But that was one of the most beautiful memories, was being in one of those high-level Cusco restaurants and eating their authentic food. And a personal note, as you guys get to know me a bit more, I love traveling with my family and my sister because we like to see everything. We don't like to just go to the touristy spots. We love going to the touristy spots, but we also love the authentic culture, seeing the poor, seeing how societies are managing in each area, and that raw sort of engagement. So anyway, Peru, wonderful. And then of course Iran, we're sending honor to because they're being ravaged in a war right now. They're a linchpin. And it looks like Iran is innocent, and everybody in the war is in some sense complicit in the current geopolitical struggle, because Iran knows they're a linchpin and they're being geopolitically leveraged by China and even Russia, because 94% of the oil coming out of Iran, which is the third biggest oil supplier in the world, 94% is going to China. And the United States is really not fighting Iran, they're fighting China. Okay, so Iran knows their power, and that's why they're holding out, and that's why they're closing the strait, is because they know if they close the strait, it puts pressure on China to defend them from the United States coming to take over. So these world leaders are a lot smarter, maybe not wiser, but a lot smarter than people think. But smartness is not the same as wisdom. That's why we're coming in with the universal logic to help fix that fragmentation so they don't have to play those power games, so that there's a deeper trust that forms in a non-naive sense. So Iran, this is for you, and the bombings, and there's innocent people dying, and you're put in a tough position. It's true. Just like Donald Trump is in a tough position, and the people in the 58 global wars happening right now. Ukraine, Russia, there's 1 million deaths there, you guys. And it's not even just human to human, it's drones, AI drones, and humans fighting. 70% of the deaths in the Ukraine-Russia war alone are from drone attacks. You know, so even though Iran and the United States are in the public eye right now, there's pain everywhere. And there's 700 million people going to bed hungry tonight. I'm going to be going to bed hungry, probably not tonight because I'm so full. My super meal is designed to keep me full for at least a day and a half. But tomorrow night, I'll probably be hungry, and I'll be joining them. And when you're hungry, you get out of this theory world and you get into like embodied, let's do something practical now, because the suffering is happening now. Okay? So that's why I'm calling upon you. Ask your questions. If you don't understand what I'm doing or what this movement is about, ask questions and you can learn in good faith. If you understand and trust me from the hundreds of videos of me sitting here doing the same thing with integrity every single day, and you're like, yeah, this is my man, I will work for you. I will serve in God's government and protect the poor, and we don't abandon anybody. We will come and we will return to you. Even in moments of tension where we set boundaries, we make a commitment to return to the goodness in you. Even if we see bad behavior, we return and we speak to the good to help you create that better version of yourself as you try and do that for me and God's government too. Okay, so that's my personal update. I'm full. I had a nap. I went into a vegan food coma. Not literally, but you can see how much effort I put in because I want to survive and I want to prevent any damage to my organs while I'm making this sacrifice, this wise risk, this big effort, because time is ticking. Okay, my videos keep getting cut off before I get to the Wi-Fi update. So the world news is, yes, Cloud Mythos is really the big concern right now. Even with world wars happening, climate change, it's all happening. But Cloud Mythos has been hacked by unknown hackers, meaning that it's already too dangerous. It's so dangerous it can't be released to the public. There are anonymous people who have hacked it and are now using it. So I think Cloud Mythos can basically hack every bank account in the world or close to it. So your bank account can be drained right now by these hackers probably. We're not sure how much access that they have, but that's the worst case scenario. But as the next version of Cloud Mythos comes out and they don't patch these bugs, if they're not patched, which they're trying to patch them right now, we're all vulnerable. I got so much salt and food in my body, like my mouth is swollen. So that's why I'm having a hard time talking. But in the next day, my body will go back to balance like normal. So I understand that my words are a little bit off. Okay, so Cloud Mythos is moving fast. That's why we're trying to launch the last Conference of Humanity. This is the latest news. In terms of the core, teaching the core vision, we talked about One World Spirit, core being about time compression. What's the next one? Ego wisdom. The problem is the Megacrisis. We call the solution the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation of that solution is what we call flow rolls and flocks. We covered time compression already. We covered ego wisdom already. We redefined the Megacrisis already. And, we can go into the Megacrisis again, I guess. Or I should focus on the 2 sacred sentences. Well, I just talked about the problem, right, with the emergency core world news update. The 2 sacred sentences, as you know, is the empowerment sentence. And it's the anti-cult training. So as people realize that there's real power coming with this initiative that I'm building here, there's going to be a lot of vying for power because people don't want to be left behind, because they're already feeling like they're in this type of society where you get left behind if you take a breath, right? If you're not full anxiety, it feels like you're losing ground. We can change that. So right now people are starting to see the beacon that this weird guy with a heart in the background, low budget production, right, is saying something true that could solve the problems we're facing in a big way. So we're building the universal meritocracy right now in this anti-cult way. So we don't get the cult leaders. The cult leaders are attracted to power. And that's because their inner child is damaged in some way. They're overcompensating, or they're disconnected from the true meaning of life. So we have to build a robust system to make sure that if somebody's trying to oust me and they haven't done the work, they haven't done the wise sacrificing, if they're just taking all the resources for themselves rather than the leaders eating last. Like literally, I'll be eating last. And hopefully I don't have to go 28 days again. Hopefully I can go a week or two without food, which already sucks. But it's nothing compared to those who are going to bed hungry almost every single day. We have to make sure these people don't take over the power structure, because then we'll just get another version of what we have now. It's called the bad infinite. And we want the genuine infinite, which is a return into self and a proper interconnection. So we're building that right now as an extension of the empowerment sentence, and also part of God's government in the inner government. So you get sacred time, right? The empowerment sentence is our meetings are built with sacred time that you get, fair as everybody else's. The right to flow, which is the purpose of a new constitution that gives you this peak experience. And then you get universal tools, which is tracking your questions, because knowledge is power. And we're teaching not just any kind of knowledge, we're teaching wisdom, which you can question if you don't believe it. It sounds too good to be true, but this is those rare occasions in reality where it is actually too good to not be true. It is true. It's priceless knowledge. So that's the core we'll talk about today. And hopefully it makes you feel more comfortable to say, hey, look, this guy's claiming to be the Messiah. He's claiming to be the maestro. He's claiming to be the sage. He's claiming to be the luminary. But you can still question, right? We're not going to get into an emperor's new clothing situation. That freaks me out. If people are so scared of you that they won't question you, they won't tell you the reality. Be like, oh, I think your beard is a little too fuzzy over here. You need to comb that. Okay, cool. But then if it turns into, wow, everything is so perfect, and you clearly have something in your teeth or something, like, you should probably tell the Messiah, the sage, the maestro, whatever. But when you have power, people and other people don't feel empowered, they feel too exposed, and they won't be honest in reality. So I'm creating a situation where we have that empowerment happen even when there's big power differentials in reality. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay, last but not least, the wifey update. We can bake our vegan cake and eat it too, which means our personal, our professional, and our activist lives all happen together in a harmony. For me, my life area that I want to focus on, would be great to have solved as we're changing the world, is to meet my wife. My intimate life area is put on pause because I wanted to do this work, and I know it takes a good relationship. So, honey buns, if you're changing the world right now and you want a good partner, I'm the one. And I have the wifey slogan to help other people find this incredible woman for me. And I'm heterosexual, but if you're homosexual or LGBTQ+, that's also part of God's government, because their traditional gender roles are real. We're not getting rid of those. Okay, don't be naive. But there is a place for the inner connection that, not aligning with your body, there's an innerness that happens, which LGBTQ actually have an advantage in. So it's about being in your right place at the right time, right moments, okay? For me, wifey slogan is, if she's too hardcore wise for everybody else, she's just right for who? Me, this guy. And if you come in, we'll do that for you too, try and get you connected. My wife is vegan. It's a divine decree to go vegan as soon as you can, by the way, because it's the best thing we can do for the climate, and to stop torturing a trillion animals a year. It's an animal cult sacrifice system that's masked as commercialism. We don't need to do it. We're designed to eat plants. Even if our bodies have maladapted for 2 million years, we still have enough to eat plants. So, wonderful. Heaven is coming to earth, okay? And I would love your help. That's my update for today, 14 minutes. And I better get cracking on making these systems, because I'm going to be hungry very soon. We're doing the 3 pipelines of recruitment, which maybe I'll talk about tomorrow. But that's me. Okay, back on the Hungerstrike and back in service to you. I was actually already in service to you, but now the pressure is on for me. So, all right, keep sublating, and we'll see you tomorrow.